As you know, on the 7th of September 2022, Brazil's Ministry of Justice issued an order halting the sale of all iPhone 14s unless Apple will change its policy and includes charges when selling. The Brazilian Ministry of Justice found out about various lies from Apple, and the overall tech company has a horrible relationship with the government. Of course, this is a giant hit for Apple, for sales, but this is nothing compared to other Apple problems that the tech giant faces. Apple has had to put a stop to its plans to boost iPhone 14 production after its anticipated surge in demand reportedly failed to materialize. For now, sales of the iPhone 14 is a catastrophe for the company. Just 2 weeks after Apple's Far Out event, which launched the new series of iPhones, the company's analysts realized they had made the grave mistake of misdiagnosing the demand for its new models. And it's affecting the whole company. Apple is in serious trouble, and because of this situation, Apple decided to change the entire production and selling strategy for iPhone 14. And reportedly the company will try to sell fewer iPhones, but at higher prices. However, the biggest game changer for Apple might be Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Because now, Apple and Elon Musk together are working on a giant project for Apple, and it might change everything. This is a very interesting story, so let's explain it. Being the world's largest smartphone company, Apple owns 23% of the market share and made $365.817 billion worth of sales in 2021. As a leading company, Apple has always managed to garner heaps of profit for itself, with the launch of almost every product. However, 2022 is looking rather bleak for the company. As the US faces the danger of another recession, owing to its skyrocketing inflation rates, consumer demand for the iPhone 14 series is not looking very good. Meanwhile, the anticipation of the new COVID variant is not sitting well with the sales forecast either, and the consumer slowdown has come in full swing. Already facing a global supply crunch, the company is now confronting another market problem: demand. While other companies like Walmart and Macy's are also preparing for a demand deficit in the coming holiday season, Apple has suffered a bigger blow because the company will not be selling as many iPhones as it thought. The company has reportedly even told suppliers to curtail efforts to increase ongoing assembly of its flagship iPhone 14 series by a whopping 6 million units in the coming winter season. Instead, Apple plans to produce 90 million handsets for the near term, which is nearly the same as it was a year ago and is in line with Apple's anticipated forecast for this summer. But this change in plan shouldn't be new to the company, since Apple has dealt with large-scale changes before as well. Earlier, the company declared that it planned to manufacture its latest iPhone 14 in India and move production away from its prior manufacturing location, China. Matching supply to demand, however, will not be an easy task. To retaliate the sinking demand, the company has decided to shift production capacity from the lower-priced iPhone 14 models to the premium Pro models. This decision is owed to the fact that the demand for these higher-priced models is higher than the entry-level versions. Suppliers are, therefore, expected to soon shift production to match these demand patterns. This information was relayed by the influential analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who tweeted about the change of plans on September the 19th. He gathers intelligence from his contacts in Apple's Asian supply chain and presents its findings from surveys and observations. Whether this prediction is right or wrong, Apple certainly stands to benefit from shifting production to the premium models due to the higher price difference. This essentially means that while the lesser number of people are buying the iPhone 14 product family, as previously anticipated, the majority of buyers have opted for the Pro and Pro Max versions, thereby paying the higher rates and producing a larger chunk of profit for the company. The decrease in demand may be directly offset by the increase in the sales of the premium iPhones, in terms of profit. But why are people more inclined to buy premium models? With the iPhone 14 priced at $799 and the iPhone Pro Max priced at $1,099, this stark price difference of $300 is not only slight. From the existing data, it is suggested that perhaps consumers want to buy the iPhone 14 Pro models due to the limited value of the 14 Plus. Having only a price difference of $100, the 14 Pro costs only slightly more than the 14 Plus. Some people have even opted for buying the iPhone 13 Pro Max at a refurbished discount instead of the 14 Plus version because of the large price difference and little difference in terms of value. Research also reveals that very few customers seem to care about the new features that Apple has just launched to the new iPhone series. If you don't know what these are, we are just getting into them. The company's latest additions in their models include the feature of satellite emergency services through satellite connectivity, an A15 chip, camera improvements, and crash detection technology. The screen sizes are also bigger and better at 6.1 and 6.7 inch sizes. So, what is the deal with the new iPhone series? It seems Apple's goal this time was to amp up its safety features, allowing consumers to reach authorities after a car crash, or be able to make it back to human civilization after being lost in the woods. Of course, these services won't work all around the world so conveniently, but this shift from installing new functional features to focusing on safety features has not swept consumers off their feet, as Apple had predicted. Even tech magnate Elon Musk has a stake in the new iPhone series this time, since satellite connectivity has now come into the picture. Just one day after the company announced the new iPhone 14's emergency SOS via satellite feature, Elon Musk took to Twitter to disclose that his company, SpaceX, has had promising conversations about Starlink connectivity. He also seemed to be highly impressed by Apple's team, calling it obviously super smart. Holding the keys to outer space within the SpaceX program, Elon Musk is a person of key importance when it comes to satellite services, and onlookers are always ready to hear his 2 cents on all things space. So it wasn't a surprise when he jumped on the iPhone 14 trail. He also added that closing link from space to the phone will work best if phone software and hardware adapt to space-based signals versus Starlink purely emitting cell towers. No doubt, hearing from Elon Musk on the matter of phone-to-satellite connectivity is nothing out of the ordinary. This is because SpaceX announced its partnership with T-Mobile just last month, in which it would provide the mobile company the opportunity to text message via satellite in areas facing weak reception. Now, historically, the holiday season has usually been the busiest for Apple, as demand escalates during the gift-giving season. But rising inflation has tightened consumer wallets as disposable incomes drop nationwide, and consumption rates take a dip as well. Owing to this burgeoning inflation, the iPhone is now perceived as a luxury product few people have the means to afford. And the States are not the hardest struck either. Countries worldwide are on the brink of a recession as the oil and natural gas market takes a turn for the worst. Also, as we mentioned, Apple has giant problems with Brazil. In 2023, Brazil may impose a total ban on Apple products. The iPhone 14 may not be offered in Brazilian stores, and the country has made peace with that fact. However, Apple believes it will be able to persuade a court that the penalty is unjustified. For the time being, the future of Apple in South America hangs in the balance. Brazil is one of Apple's most important product-selling areas in South America. As the world watches, we wonder what Apple's next big move is to break even on its profit margins. Will the company boost its marketing efforts to amp up the declining demand levels, or will it accept defeat and cut down the iPhone supply? One thing is certain, Apple is sure to bounce back from this hurdle, just as it has many times before. That's it for today. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.